Kashmir, nestled high in the Himalayas, holds ancient history within its valleys. Long before the arrival of Islam, the region flourished under Hindu and Buddhist rulers. This era saw the rise of powerful kingdoms and the embrace of diverse faiths. Ancient texts like the Mahabharata offer glimpses into Kashmir's early past, mentioning it as a place of importance. Kalhana's Rajatarangini, a 12th century chronicle, provides a more detailed account of Kashmir's early kings and their reigns. These early kingdoms left behind exquisite temples and sculptures, testaments to their architectural prowess and religious devotion. The region became a centre for Buddhist learning, attracting monks and scholars from afar. The influence of these early dynasties shaped Kashmir's unique cultural identity, laying the groundwork for the centuries that followed. The confluence of Hinduism and Buddhism created a vibrant spiritual landscape in Kashmir. Temples and monasteries dotted the valley, serving as centres of learning and meditation. The region's natural beauty, with its soaring peaks and serene lakes, further enhanced its spiritual significance. This period, marked by relative peace and prosperity, established Kashmir as a place of cultural and religious importance in the Indian subcontinent. However, the arrival of new faiths and empires would bring about significant changes to Kashmir's social and political fabric. The region's strategic location, nestled between Central Asia and South Asia, made it a desirable prize for ambitious rulers. The coming centuries would witness the arrival of Islam, forever altering the course of Kashmir's history. The 14th century marked a turning point in Kashmir's history with the arrival of Islam. This new faith entered the valley not through conquest, but through the influence of Sufi saints and preachers who arrived from Central Asia. Their teachings, emphasizing peace and spiritual enlightenment, resonated with the local populace. Among these newcomers was Shah Mir, a charismatic leader who founded the Shah Mir dynasty in 1339. This dynasty oversaw the gradual Islamization of Kashmir, shaping its cultural and religious landscape. Persian influence became increasingly prominent, particularly in art, architecture and language. The Shah Mir rulers patronized Sufi orders, building mosques and shrines that stand to this day. Kashmir witnessed the flowering of Islamic scholarship and literature, with Persian becoming the language of administration and courtly life. The region's syncretic traditions, blending elements of Hinduism and Buddhism with Islam, began to take shape during this period. However, the transition to Islamic rule was not without its challenges. Periods of instability and internal conflicts arose, reflecting the complex dynamics of a society undergoing religious and political transformation. Despite these challenges, the Shah Mir dynasty laid the groundwork for a distinct Kashmiri Muslim identity that would endure for centuries. The Mughal Empire, known for its grandeur and military prowess, cast its shadow over Kashmir in the 16th century. Emperor Akbar, renowned for his policy of religious tolerance, annexed Kashmir in 1586, integrating it into the vast Mughal domain. Under Mughal rule, Kashmir experienced a period of relative peace and prosperity. The emperors, captivated by the region's beauty, developed it as a summer retreat. They commissioned magnificent gardens, mosques and palaces, leaving an indelible mark on Kashmir's architectural landscape. However, Mughal control began to weaken in the 18th century. Exploiting this decline, the Afghan Durrani Empire, under Ahmad Shah Durrani, seized control of Kashmir in 1753. The Afghan rule, though relatively short-lived, had a profound impact on the region. The Durranis introduced their own administrative and social structures, leaving a lasting influence on Kashmir's legal and land tenure systems. However, their rule was also marked by periods of instability and economic exploitation, contributing to a sense of resentment among the local populace. This paved the way for yet another power shift in the region's turbulent history. Section 4. Sikh, Ascendancy and Dogra Dominance. The early 19th century witnessed the rise of the Sikh Empire under the formidable Maharaja Ranjit Singh. In 1819, Sikh forces conquered Kashmir, ending Afghan rule and incorporating the region into their expanding empire. The Sikh period brought about significant changes to Kashmir's administration and economy. Ranjit Singh, known for his secular outlook, implemented reforms that eased some of the restrictions imposed on non-Muslims. He also encouraged trade and commerce, revitalizing the Kashmiri economy. However, Sikh rule proved to be short-lived. Following their defeat in the Anglo-Sikh Wars, the British East India Company gained control of Kashmir. In a significant turn of events, the British, through the Treaty of Amritsar in 1846, transferred control of Kashmir to the Dogra dynasty as a separate princely state. Section 5. Partition and the Accession to India. The partition of British India in 1947 into the independent nations of India and Pakistan had profound consequences for Kashmir. The princely state, with its Muslim majority population, but ruled by a Hindu Maharaja, Hari Singh, faced a momentous decision. Maharaja Hari Singh initially hesitated to accede to either dominion, hoping to maintain Kashmir's independence. However, this hope was shattered when tribal forces from Pakistan, supported by the Pakistani army, launched an invasion of Kashmir, aiming to seize control of the strategically important region. Facing imminent threat, Maharaja Hari Singh signed the Instrument of Accession to India on 26 October 1947, seeking military assistance from the newly independent Indian government. This act, while legal under the Indian Independence Act of 1947, was contested by Pakistan, leading to the First Indo-Pak War over Kashmir. Section 6. Wars, Disputes and the Search for Resolution. The First Indo-Pak War of 1947–48 ended with a ceasefire brokered by the United Nations. Kashmir was divided along a ceasefire line, with India controlling the majority of the region, including the Kashmir Valley, Jammu and Ladakh. Pakistan gained control of a portion of western Kashmir, known as Azad Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan. The conflict over Kashmir did not end with the ceasefire. The region became a flashpoint for two more wars between India and Pakistan in 1965 and 1999. The wars resulted in further loss of life and entrenched the divisions between the two countries. The UN, through various resolutions, called for a plebiscite to determine the will of the Kashmiri people. However, these resolutions were never implemented, with both India and Pakistan holding firm to their claims over the region. The conflict took on a new dimension with the rise of an armed insurgency in Indian-administered Kashmir in the late 1980s, further complicating the situation. Gap 3S, Section 7, the Kashmiri Pandits, a legacy in exile. The Kashmiri Pandits, the Hindu community native to the Kashmir Valley, have a rich and storied history that dates back thousands of years. Known for their contributions to literature, philosophy and the arts, the Pandits have been integral to the cultural and intellectual fabric of Kashmir. During the medieval period, Kashmiri Pandits played a crucial role in the administration and cultural life under various rulers, including the Mughals and the Afghans. Their expertise in Sanskrit and Persian, along with their deep knowledge of Hindu scriptures and philosophy, made them invaluable as scholars and advisors. However, the late 20th century brought unprecedented challenges. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, rising insurgency and targeted violence forced the mass exodus of the Pandit community from the Kashmir Valley. This migration marked a tragic chapter in Kashmir's history, as thousands of families were uprooted from their ancestral homes. Today, the majority of Kashmiri Pandits live in various parts of India and the world. Despite the displacement, they have strived to preserve their unique cultural heritage. Festivals like Shivratri, celebrated with traditional fervour, serve as a poignant reminder of their enduring connection to the valley. The contributions of Kashmiri Pandits to Indian society are significant. They have excelled in various fields, including education, politics, and the arts. Their resilience and adaptability have enabled them to establish vibrant communities wherever they have settled. The current status of the Kashmiri Pandits remains a topic of concern and debate. Efforts for their return to the valley have been met with numerous challenges, including security concerns and the need for reconciliation. The community continues to advocate for justice, recognition, and the right to return to their homeland. The story of the Kashmiri Pandits is a testament to human endurance and the unyielding spirit of a people determined to preserve their identity, culture, and heritage despite adversity. As Kashmir continues to grapple with its complex history and uncertain future, the legacy of the Kashmiri Pandits remains an integral part of its rich tapestry. Gap 3S, Section 8, Kashmir Today, Between Conflict and Culture. Kashmir today remains one of the most heavily militarized zones in the world. The line of control, which divides the Indian and Pakistani-administered territories, serves as a stark reminder of the unresolved conflict. The conflict has had a devastating impact on the people of Kashmir. Thousands have lost their lives, countless have been displaced, and the region's economy has suffered immensely. Human rights violations, including extrajudicial killings, enforced disappearances and restrictions on freedom of speech and assembly have been reported on both sides of the line of control. Despite the ongoing conflict, Kashmir's rich cultural heritage endures. The region's music, dance, cuisine and handicrafts reflect a unique blend of influences from the various cultures that have passed through its valleys over the centuries. The people of Kashmir, known for their resilience and spirit, continue to strive for peace and resolution to the conflict that has cast a long shadow over their lives. The future of Kashmir remains uncertain. Dialogue and diplomacy are crucial to finding a lasting solution that respects the aspirations of the Kashmiri people. The international community has a role to play in encouraging peaceful resolution of the conflict and ensuring the human rights of all Kashmiris are protected. Only then can Kashmir, the paradise on earth, truly achieve its full potential. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel for more content.